was there at Fresh Kills.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you, Congressman. Were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect
You were not.
for a Secret Service member.
That was Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe getting into a shouting match with Representative Fallon because Representative Fallon talked about his appearance at the 9/11 commemoration with Joe Biden and then presidential candidate Donald Trump, who is now, of course, the president-elect President Trump. And that was just one angle. I'm going to share with you the entire exchange. It got super, super heated. Then I'm going to also share with you, stick around, Jeff Bezos saying he's optimistic about working with Trump to change his opinion on the media. This is a really, really interesting video I'm going to share with you. And then Senator Fetterman from Pennsylvania, Democrat, making Joy Behar look like an absolute fool, calling her out without I don't even realizing it. Stick around for that. But first, here is the heated exchange between director. This is the Secret Service director who, again, to this day, we still have no clue as to what is happening with the investigation. You guys said this was, that was July 13th. That was, almost like, practically 6 months ago. He just snaps at GOP Representative Pat Fallon during a hearing today on the assassination attempts against Trump. So check out this full video right here of this heated exchange and then come on back.
Special agent in charge of the detail. Were you the special agent in charge of the detail that day?
Actually, let me address this. Could you please, staff, leave that? Oh, no, leave that one up with the circle around me. Thank you. So actually, Congressman, what you're not seeing is the sack of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero. I was there going through the ashes of the World Trade Center. Mm-hmm. I was there at Fresh Kills.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you, Congressman. Were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect for a Secret Service member that died on 9/11.
Oh, that you're trying to be.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Oh, I'm not. I'm invoking this.
You are, sir.
Gentlemen,
and you are out of line.
I would like to ask him a question, please.
You are out of line, Congressman.
Don't try to bully me. I am an elected member of Congress, and I'm asking you a serious question, and you are playing politics.
I am a public servant who has served this nation, and
you won't answer the question.
On our country's darkest day.
Committee will come to order.
Committee will come to order.
I'm asking you serious questions for the American people, and they're very simple. They're not trick questions. Were you the special agent in charge that day?
No, I wasn't. I was there representing the United States Secret Service, sir.
Mr. Fallon, your time's expired.
It did not affect protective operations.
You know why you were there? Because you wanted to be visible, because you are auditioning for this job.
I was there to pay respect for a fallen member of this agency.
You endangered President Biden's life, Vice President Harris's life, because you put those agents out of position.
Mr. Chairman.
Did you have a radio with you?
Mr. Fallon, your time has expired.
I did, sir, and you are out of line.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Please.
All right. And we are back in order now. We are back in order now.
Thank you.
Mr. Moskowitz, you are now recognized for 5 minutes. Okay.
I want to show you the original angle, too, so you can see Director Rowe's face. So here it is one more time, the exchange. Watch this.
Congressman, what you're not seeing is the sack of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero. I was there going through the ashes of the World Trade Center. Mm-hmm. I was there at Fresh Kills.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you, Congressman. Were you the special agent in charge?
To show respect for a Secret Service member that died on 9/11.
Oh, that you're trying to be.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Oh, I'm not. I'm invoking this.
You are, sir. And you are out of line.
I would like to ask him a question, please.
You are out of line, Congressman.
Don't try to bully me. I am an elected member of Congress, and I'm asking you a serious question, and you are playing politics.
I am a public servant who has served this nation, and
you won't answer the question.
On our country's darkest day.
Committee will come to order.
Committee will come to order.
I'm asking you serious questions for the American people, and they're very simple. They're not trick questions. Were you the special agent in charge that day?
No, I wasn't. I was there representing
Mr.
the
Chairman,
United
I'm
States
just
Secret
asking you yes or
Service,
no.
sir.
Mr. Fallon, your time's
did not
expired.
affect protective
You know
operations.
why you were
time's
there?
expired.
Because you wanted to be visible, because you are auditioning for this
I was
job.
there to
that
pay
you're not gonna
respect for a
get
fallen
till
member of
January
this
20th.
agency.
You endangered
You are
President
out of
Biden's
line,
life,
Congressman.
Vice President
You are out of
Harris's
line.
life, because you put those agents out of position.
Mr.
Did you have a
Chairman.
radio with
Mr.
you?
Fallon,
Did
your
you wear a
time
vest?
has
Did you have a
expired.
weapon?
Mr.
No.
I did, sir, and you are out of line.
Mr. Chairman.
Woo-wee! To say things got heated would be an understatement right there. I just have a really quick assessment of that. You know, we have gone through a very distressing, 1 millimeter to the left or right, and God knows what would have happened if that bullet would have struck dead center on our president. Thank God that I truly believe it was divine intervention. And we've been waiting with bated breath. He's had 2, maybe even more assassination attempts, and we've still got no answers. And this is the guy who's in charge of the Secret Service, who to me is emotionally unhinged and can't answer very, very simple questions and tries to get all histrionic and really dramatic when we need calm, cool, collected, professional protecting our president. Am I the only one that thinks that this guy is letting his emotions absolutely run amok? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, this really actually makes me severely concerned about the safety of our president. Okay, our next story here, this is Jeff Bezos, who says he's very optimistic about working with Trump. Remember, these guys are very, very polar opposites when it comes to, their political ideologies, et cetera, et cetera. They've been known to have some serious rifts and beef in the past. Jeff Bezos wrote that op-ed piece in his own publication, The Washington Post, saying that we've lost trust in our publications and that needs to change, which was a really groundbreaking thing for him to do. But listen to this quick clip. I thought this is something worth sharing. Check it out.
If we're talking about Trump, I think it's very interesting. I'm actually very optimistic this time around that we're going to see. I'm very hopeful about this. He seems to have a lot of energy around reducing regulation. And my point of view, if I can help him do that, I'm going to help him. Because we do have too much regulation in this country. This country is so set up to grow. By the way, all of our problems, all of our economic problems, like if you look at the deficit and the debt, the national debt and how gigantic it is as a portion of GDP, these are real problems and they're real long-term problems. And the way you get out of them is by outgrowing them. You're going to solve the problem of the national debt by making it a smaller percentage of GDP, not by shrinking the national debt, but by growing the GDP. You have to grow the denominator. And that means you have to grow GDP at 3, 4, 5% a year and let the national debt grow slower than that. If you can do that, this is a very manageable problem. So we need a growth orientation in this country. This is the most important thing, a growth mindset. And we are the luckiest country in the world. We have all these natural resources, including energy independence. We have the best risk capital system in the world by far. So, people get confused about why does the United States have so much venture success, so much entrepreneurial success? Why are the big tech companies here and not somewhere else? What's really going on with all this dynamism in this country compared to what we see around elsewhere in the world? Right. And there are a bunch of reasons for that, but the biggest one, 8 of 10 points there, is that we have better risk capital. So it's not the banking system. We have a good banking system, but so does Europe. Right. What's different here is that you can raise, $50 million of seed capital to do something that only has a 10% chance of working. That's crazy. But the people who are giving you that seed capital know that their expected value is still positive in many cases, or they're at least gambling that that's true. That risk capital system that we have in this country is turning out to be very hard for other countries to duplicate. So we have that. We have, we speak English, and English is turning into the lingua franca of the whole world. It's there's so many advantages here, but we are burdened by excessive permitting and regulation. You can't build a bridge and all these things. You know what they are. We see these examples all the time. We need to be able to build solar fields and everything else.
So you're optimistic.
I'm super optimistic
about this president. And the reason I ask is because
I'm very optimistic that President Trump is serious about this regulatory agenda, and I think he has a good chance of succeeding.
I don't know about you guys, but it seems like ever since Trump won, you see Mark Zuckerberg from Meta, never thought in a million years. I even shared a video when the assassination attempt, dreadful assassination attempt back in July 13th, where Zuckerberg said it was the most badass thing I've ever seen when Trump got up and said, fight, fight, fight. I think we're seeing something really beautiful here. And I'm just hoping, sensing, feeling. It's a gut feeling. It's not based on really anything other than that. At this, particular specific point I'm making, I feel like we're so back in a million different ways. And I think people are finally jumping on board with Trump that otherwise wouldn't have in the past. Let me know what your thoughts are on what Bezos said. I thought it was really an interesting exchange, and I hope you found it valid. Okay, in our next clip, Joyless Bahar absolutely dies inside as John Fetterman explains that Trump's NY trial, the hush money sham trial, was politically motivated. And you can just see Joy Bahar's face absolutely melt. This is beautiful. Watch this.
It is his son, after all, and people do have sympathy for that. But a lot of people are angry with him about it. What do you say?
Oh, well, I think it's undeniable that the case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated, but I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump that was political as well too. Now is that, and in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate, and I really think collectively, America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases, and we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized against our political opponents. And it's very clear both trials were politically motivated and weaponized that on the other side.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial, and now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like now he's a convicted felon and those things, and now for our party we were talking about criminal justice, and we are now talking about second chances, and now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And now clearly, again, both of those trials, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump, that was politically motivated, and those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could realize that they could weaponize that.
Wow.
Senator,
I don't know if you heard that at the end there, but Joyless Bahar goes, wow, wow, what a shock. I can't believe a Democrat is saying, have you ever used a single brain? I know you don't have a lot, Joyless Bahar. Have you ever used a single brain cell in that useless waste of space noggin of yours? It's really easy to see that trial was a complete and utter abysmal sham. But I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments down below, Nez Nation. I see you guys eyeing this amazing, beautiful, 100% original, made in the USA. The American people have spoken. We also got mugs. We got so much stuff. You guys, sorry there's all that coffee gunk on there, but we've got so much other brand new designs and so much more to share with you guys. I hope you guys will go check out, get your loved ones something unique this Christmas holiday season. Link in the pinned comment, show notes, and description down below. Just go to professornez.com/merch, or just those links are down there. Okay, check out these videos coming up on the screen, especially this one we just posted today. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.